Greetings. I am Dave Rose, the Devious One, and welcome to the palace. This is my grand court, and in a few moments, I shall become the Drama Emperor. So I welcome all my subjects and allies to the grand court. What I will first do is show my courtesy for all my courtesans that have chosen to be here today. We have Sir Costanza. We have the Mighty Chad. We have Danimal, a new name here, Synthetic Derangement. The lovely Miss Tiffany, Marquess of New Spain. We have Out with Cows. We have Irish Dave holding the fort in Ireland. The Man with Two First Names. And Festlove. So, before we begin with the coronation, let's provide a nice tale for you people. As we all know, there really is only one person who can do it like I, and that is I. But we've also seen that there have been those that seem to wish to take over, to impose themselves. Now, after the breakup of the Drama Knights, the crown jewels were left locked away. But it seems only necessary, and in fact it is a mandate from God himself, who came to me in a dream while I was on the battlefield. And he said, you are to seize the crown, and you are to coronate yourself and declare yourself the Drama Emperor over the entire community. And because it was mandated from heaven itself, I had to comply. As such, I will now begin a campaign just like my actual ancestor, the Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte I. I shall now begin to spread my forces, ally myself with more people who wish to bring some semblance of peace to this community. And since it seems that no one wishes to grasp at opportunity, it was clearly my mandate to do so. Henceforth, I am declaring myself the first Drama Emperor of the community. As such, my first order of the community is that I shall not only defeat, but expose an enemy of the community, Phony Tony Baloney. Now, speaking of that individual, he recently popped up on Ken's show last night, which I was not watching because I was doing other things. I still have to catch up. And he said a few things in the chat. His comments seem to have been quickly removed, and he was banned again. I guess he is either being changing accounts, or I have no idea. The Emperor does not worry himself with such matters. However, I thought the comments were quite comical, so I thought I'd share them with you. So last night,
good head on it.
We have, it's close to the end. According to the timestamp here, at 11:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tony from Revere says, wait until I give it to Davey Bye. First of all, you're not allowed to copy that, and neither is fucking Joe. That's a fucking Travis TLC original, and you're not allowed to take it. So, the runt says, wait until I give it to Davey Bye on Saturday night. He's in for a real treat. Quadruple exclamation mark. Talking about my dead father. Quadruple exclamation mark. Real class act, Dave. If we did the same, we'd have 12-hour streams on us. Huh, big boy? First of all, Tiny, don't act all big when you physically are not big. Okay? Okay. And let's see here. Let's continue. We got Bam there. He's like, shut up, Tony the Boar.
On his shoulders, man. For a young kid, man. For a
Tony
young kid, I
continues,
gotta say,
and he
man. Not just
says-
licking.
Actually, before we continue with that, let's go back to what he said. So it's, wait until I give it to Davey Bye on Saturday night. What happened to you being on YR's show? What happened to that? I mean, that was basically your avenue to bitch about whatever you wanted. I mean, you had the Tony show on YR's channel. In fact, you'd even get so rambunctious that you'd say, shut up, it's my show. So why aren't you going there? I mean, why do you have to wait all the way to Saturday? Why do you have to wait till Saturday to do that? I mean, shit, you could even go on your own channel. On your own fucking channel and do it. No. So what is it specifically that you hope that you're going to get on Saturday night, which is monetize this? What, you're going to get a circle jerk to pat you on the fucking dick and say, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. You've been traumatized too much. It'll be okay. Well, he replies in this second message here, and he says, you really showed your true colors, skipping over the YouTube community line. That was way out of bounds, bro. Oh, are we going to ignore what Scott's been doing for the last 3-4 years? Are we just going to ignore that? How convenient for your narrative.
Licking that ass. Not just licking that ass because the kid donates, but man, he's got a head on his shoulders, the kid. Might not agree with everything he says, but he's got balls and he speaks his mind.
Here we go. No excuses. I never once spoke on your father, but you spoke on mine. Unreal, and I won't stoop to your level. Just humiliate you in front of many people. Heh heh. Well, you need to seem to understand something because clearly it's failing. And your ignorance of the community basically reveals this. You claim to have been around for quite some time. That is a lie. It is fallacy. So you clearly don't remember when, in fact, that's what they tried to do to me multiple times because I was destroying liberals left, right, and center on fucking Cronin's show. And this was even before Trump got elected. So destroying them left, right, and center. Fucking racist white liberals don't like the truth. So constantly fucking getting attacked there. But the thing is, though, to humiliate me, you'd have to succeed in actually proving your points. And we know that every time you open your mouth, it's fake. So let's see here. Sorry, I got distracted by a phone call. Let me just, oh yeah, we were talking about Tony. And, hold on a second here. Getting a little distracted, a little too easily distracted. So yeah, conveniently forgetting about Scott. Also avoiding to talk about the fact that I don't actively go and talk about people's families. Okay? But if someone, for example, brings up a topic, I'm going to respond. What am I going to do? Just stay quiet? Not say anything? In the past, people have tried to do that to me. I'm like, you're not going to put me in there. But, you know, Scunty, for example, has gotten pissed off at the fact that somebody said something about a topic I didn't want to talk about, but I, laughed or whatever. And he's like, you're laughing. Shut up. Shut up. So I don't bring people up. Remember, even Ken has sort of gone a little too far and done the threats and stuff. But it's Scott who's primarily brought up family members, actually, threatened death on them. And has even done things like, say your kids are going to watch you die in front of you, or how was it? In front of something like that. So we have clear evidence that has occurred in the past. And, yeah, you seem to be missing the forest for the trees. So let's take a look here at the continuation of the message here.
And he's in a
It
community
says
with a
one
lot
more
of us
thing.
who are
Make sure you
outspoken
send these to
motherfuckers. I
him.
mean, with this
Oh, Tony, why? Because I'll be just as unconcerned as I am with whatever fucking video I was told about Scott, uh, you know, reviewing my comments on Tony's dad on my show. Like, do I really care? Scunty's irrelevant now. He's lost all his power. He's like the Black Knight in Monty Python and the Search for the Holy Grail, because he literally can't do shit. I mean, the biggest thing he puts in his little fucking 5-minute videos is read the description, please. So again, I'm not a scunty. Never gone around threatening families, threatening people's lives, and most often trying to avoid even addressing issues. But there are times where someone brings up a topic, and it's kind of insulting not to address the issue that they're bringing up. And I mean, there have been times where someone's like, they wanted me to get into a fight, or get in between the fight between them and Danny MT. I was like, nope, I'm not going to do it. I know what you're trying to do. Not going to do it. What a surprise. An enemy of the crown. One who wants to see my own people die. He wishes to see the extermination of my people. Joe Cronin is now live. We have the Duke of New Amsterdam, Foulmouth Ken, revealing this information to us, I should say. Revealing this information to us. Joe going live over Dave again. LOL. Seems like every time Joe goes live, either me or Dave are on. Or even Bullfrog. He did that the other day. Bullfrog was on for like 10 minutes or something like that, and boom. Just went right to him. But the Emperor is an emperor for a reason, and he doesn't rush into decisions. So let's allow this individual to continue their misplaced ways. Obviously, they've decided to choose these actions appropriately, or at least specifically, and I will have to respond in kind. But we shan't forget. We shall not forget. And I do remind you that if you ever want a good laugh, go to Joe's Twitter, because it's an absolute gas. Joe is constantly trying to claim that he's a victim, and yet it's all melodramatic. Like, he published one 8 hours ago, which says "the end," and then he said something previously, which was like, "Oh, look at, oh yeah, nice fog. Take me away. I deserve to be nothing." This is the individual that people rally to now. I mean, talk about beta. And speaking of beta, his comments, his description on his Twitter is just hilarious. In fact, so much so that I'll save you the time, and I'll put it on my screen so that you in turn can also laugh with me, because this is not the action of either a grown man or even one who calls himself a god. Okay? Okay. So let's call this and now let's do this. Now please explain to me, people, why anyone would ever have any respect for an individual that writes this. Now that it's showing up on the stream, before I comment on that, the Reddit of Scott McKinnon says, "What work? Joe pretends to be to work by sitting in his driveway doing a Q&A stream." Yep, and that stream just gets extended longer and longer every time the kids come up and like, "Dad, I want to play." And I mean, like, talk about unprofessional. Every time he's doing a fucking show, what? Huh? But again, so he wants to act tough, but then he writes this in his fucking bio. Bad person, bad guy, scumbag, idiot, wrestling commentator, comedian, podcaster, give zero fucks. If you gave zero fucks, then why are you putting bad person, bad guy, all this melodramatic bullshit in your Twitter tweets and your bio? It's clear that you do give fucks. You give multiple fucks. And then, as always, the true clan reveals himself. Yes, Tribunal King. Love and hate everyone equally, all in capital letters. And I bet he doesn't even know the difference between equality and equity. But then peace, gay flag, and then American flag. And he says that he's from Loserland. I mean, well, it's starting to sound that way because this is fucking pathetic. What dog do you have in the fight with the gays? Is it like, are you seriously just fucking bisexual? Then just come out and fucking admit it. Are you just like really bi-curious, or is it that you witnessed some gay guy fucking get lynched or something? Like, what the fuck is it that you feel this need to impose this view on us, and then on top of that try to make it virtue signaling and say, oh well, it's about equality and blah blah. No, it's not. And this individual supposedly has people think that, oh no, he's not racist against white people. He doesn't, do things that are disproportionate. And, Dave's just imagining this stuff. It's not like literally hundreds of people have seen this over the years and said, yeah, Dave, it sounded a little extreme when you first proposed it, but after many years and all these little fucking jabs and shit, it's clear you were right. So, yeah, it's this is the type of person that Tony Phony is going to on Saturday. So remember, he was very insistent that information get to me. He's like, make sure he sees these. But you're going on to fucking Joe's show. I can destroy you alone. And you're going to need to fucking get an army? Well, that's why I've declared myself the drama emperor. I don't need an army. I am an army. But what you're going to end up doing is exposing yourself more, like a pussy running to his friends, like, oh, that kid beat me up. Like, come and we'll all beat him up at once and blah, blah, blah. No. And again, I don't even know what you expect to do, because the last time you tried to do that, you tried to expose me when I exposed you. You're trying to make fun of me. You're like saying like, oh, Dave slipped up on this, blah, 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 and this and that. And it's like you still fucking, you failed miserably. And then I fucking came back on you even harder. And you were embarrassed. You were fucking humiliated in front of triple your numbers. You remember that? Do you remember that? And now, poof, gone. You can't seem to prove those stats anymore, can you? Oh, we'll get triple. Me and YR, we'll get triple Dave's numbers. Literally within, I think it was within 10 minutes. Within 10 minutes, we'd match them, and within, I think, 20 minutes, we were already at 3 times their viewers. But no, Tony brings the numbers. Yeah. Jay Diz says, yeah, this is a victim crap all the way. Eventually got to look yourself in the mirror and love yourself and show it. Yeah, but that's what it is. What is this? The Pink Beetle says, Joe has come out many times. No, he hasn't. And if he did, his wife would probably leave him, because why would she want to be with a homosexual? Let's see here. Bam says, Joe is waiting for Tony to show up so he can try out being gay. Foulmouth Ken says, all for the money, every action, every reaction, every word that's said, all revolves around money. Well, now it does. And it is sort of, many people have mentioned this in the past, it is it has become pay to play with Joe's show. So that's why you've got, Tony being able to try to throw his weight around. You got D. Welsh. You got a few other people as well. But yeah, Tony. I don't know what Tony thinks he's going to accomplish, but I mean, all I have to do is call on. I mean, if I need to, which I don't, but I mean, imagine if I'm asked to be on No Hard Feelings to discuss whatever Tony thinks he's going to say on Saturday night. You're gonna get your ass blasted out. Then there's my direct responses to anything that you might have said on Sunday night or Sunday, which I did last week, a few days ago, with episode 20 of the Drama Diner. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to hearing what you're going to try to say. And, you'll be stuttering. You won't be able to focus. You'll be like, he made fun of me. And it's just like, but you do understand that I didn't bring up the topic of your father. So, but hey, you want to play hard? We'll play hard. That's fine. You still don't seem to understand where you're at. I am the drama emperor now. You are on my lands, and I've chosen your fate. It's only a matter of time before the guard catch up with you. And you could, try to find some protection behind the walls of Castle Cronin, but it doesn't have a roof over its head, and it's quite bare, and that castle will fall. Simple as that. But remember, I am the drama emperor, and I am both wise as I am forgiving. So, if you're willing to prostrate yourself, crawl hands and knees through my grand court, kneel before your emperor and kiss his rings, multiple rings, more than Tommy's, I may find it in my heart to forgive you. But regardless, I stand ready for all-out invasion and conquest. Speaking of, if anyone wishes to speak to the Emperor himself, feel free to call in on the Skype lines to share your thoughts on the matter. But back to the court jester, Phony Tony. Well, he is thinking, yet again, that he's going to be able to pull something off. Obviously, he's not. And, of course, it's going to be an echo chamber there because with all the yes men that Joe has, he's not really going to tolerate that sort of thing. He may just have a freak out if he's talked over, but since this will be criticism lobbied against I believe that Joe will probably assist in either instigating further or, allowing for more people to chime in. So I'm sure we'll get a nice varied number of opinions, all coming from biased individuals who have gotten their shit pushed in by me and logic debate or anything else. And we'll probably, say all these things about me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, lazy eye, whatever. And then what? What are you going to accomplish with that? What do you hope to accomplish with that? Has Scott been able to stop me? Has anybody? No, not even Joe. So, and remember, Joe was firing back at me for some time. Then he eventually just couldn't keep up. He stopped. It was too much for him. And he's even said that he just doesn't want to, he wanted to disengage from all that drama stuff, which makes sense because then he started to get people to do it for him. So, understandable that he would take a hands-off approach, and then he's got the plausible deniability to back him up. But, Bam makes a good point, is that Joe is just going to ban Tony from the for the night for money. Yeah, But that'll be the thing, that he won't really care too much, because like, okay, well, I already, I've been on the show, and I got my jollies from getting all this attention that I don't get from anywhere else. So yeah, now that I've reached that quota of affirmation, yeah, I'm not gonna kick and scream when you disconnect me, and or when you encourage people to vote to kick me off. But as long as I got my jollies for being featured on the show, and I can feel like I'm special, and I'm still still living the dream, and being a musician and stuff, then it'll be sufficient for my delusions to let me continue to live with myself. Because that's what it seems to be. It's like unreal. Let's go back here to the chat. Hold on, let me put on my fan, because it's hot. All right. Hold on a second here. Hold off on that. I just blew away the joint I was trying to roll. Back to the chat. So, Tribunal King says, it's actually helping Joe to have Tony on to milk Welsh for donos. Yep, that is actually quite evident. And, well, Welsh seems to be fine with it. I mean, I wouldn't, but okay. I mean, Welsh is fine with it, and I guess Joe's fine with it. So, it's a win-win for everyone. But it's as we heard on some of those clips I was playing the other day, it's just that monetize this has just gotten so bad that it can't even compare to like some of the weak shows that we did, or that I wasn't even on. Like, it's just gotten so bad now. And I just find it comical that Tony thinks that he can switch things around and even bring in those numbers. But that is the delusion of the phony Tony. And soon he shall fall as well. But I do look forward to his attempt to take on the God Emperor's armies. And I'm sure I'll get some good laughs out of it. I mean, I really don't know what else to say, quite honestly, in regards to Tony. The guy is, he is a joke. We went through this the other day, is that he proved himself to be, like, totally effeminate and worthless. He goes to Joe. Joe sort of rejects him, and then he goes back to YR. And that's when he became YR's little bitch. And I'm sure they're still talking on the side with YR. We had SC Steve show up on Bullfrog's show the other day and lying about what's going on with YR. He's like, I don't know what's going on. The last time I think and this and but yeah, and then you know that he's lying when he repeats himself. So it's like, I want to, wherever he is out there, I want to wish him luck, and I miss him, Bubby, and I can't wait for him to come back. Blah, blah. Why do you think he hasn't come back, asshole? Because of me. And I'm sure that obviously Nikki would just fucking come down on him with fucking Thor's hammer. Like, he knows what he's going to get if he comes back. And I know he's trying to talk to other people. I know that he's trying to get people to influence me to ease up and to sort of open the door for him to return. Just like he was trying to open the door for both SC Steve and Scott's return. No. You've made your bed, and now you're going to sleep in it. So what is this about? Bam says he couldn't even get Amanda. Out with cows. He's such a brown noser too. He will hype himself up in the chat and be like, look what I did, guys. Please like me. Yeah, absolutely. What does Bam say here? I remember being in the Discord and him bragging about the money he donated for the night. LOL, like I give a fuck. Yeah, it's his audience. It's Joe's audience that thinks somehow their donations make them bigwigs or something. And yes, sad and tiring, but also quite comical. that's what they want to do with their money. I guess if they're not stealing from welfare, then it's okay. But regardless, there's nothing to toot your horn about when it comes to donating money to kick somebody off. So. So let me just light this joint. But Tony, still speaking of Tony, Anthony, he's made it very clear to people that he doesn't really care, that he's just there for the attention. And that attitude has actually revealed a lot of people don't like him. And, well, a lot of people were like that from the get-go, from day one, and they could recognize his behavioral patterns, and they turned out to be correct. So, Tony, even in Joe's show, in the chat, you can see that there's a lot of reviling when it comes to Tony. People just don't want to listen to him. They don't want to hear what he has to say. They don't want to hear him interrupt Joe. And they just don't like the guy. And I find it comical that he will try to continue to insist that he brings numbers, that people like him, and that he's, I guess, somehow accomplished to claim all these things. And, I mean, look how mad he got about the charity stuff. He's like, I so did charity work for autist kids and stuff. So, definitely trying to disproportionately defend himself. And it's clear that he's trying to hide something there. But Ken says, yeah, that's one thing that all sides of this community all agree on. Yep. Bam says, D. Welsh would be better off paying someone where he lives to be his friend. Oh, well. Yeah, because we all know that even paying Joe, he won't be your friend. That's right, Jay Diz. Tony from the grave, digging himself deeper and deeper with his own shovel every day. Yeah, it is the one thing that's unfortunate is that I won't be able to. Well, I'll have to wait until Saturday to hear his supposed response, because yet again something's preventing him from going live, on his own, even though he's got all these skills, knows all these things. No, so we'll have to wait till Saturday, and as we know, I'm not really a fan of monetize this these days, so I'm not going to sit there waiting for Tony to finally say what he's going to say. But I'm sure that somebody eventually will, sit through that shit and get me the clips necessary that I'll probably just comment on Sunday. And that would be a nice, probably a diner type thing. We'll see. But yes, to wait till Saturday for him to simply just speak up, I guess that's what we'll have to do. No hard feelings would be Sunday or Monday. There may be Dirty Rotten Podcast, but I don't know the status of that show at the current time. I know Mars has been dealing with some crazy hot weather there, like 120 Fahrenheit. So, yeah, I'd be a little preoccupied with that sort of thing. Ah, yes, something else has come to the mind of the Emperor. The other day on Bullfrog's show, and this is what prompted me doing this today, because you may remember me actually alluding to this Drama Emperor show in previous broadcasts, and, considering keeping them separate from the diner because of the format and so forth. But it seems to be that Tony's not the only enemy of the crown. It's obviously Bullfrog, who continues to push his way and continues to cause problems. So he was claiming that he first of all, that he's liked and that that he has clout, but he's also actually deluding himself into even calling himself a drama king, and that is unacceptable. I shall not allow the monarchy to be treated in such a disrespectful way. And his show yesterday, what I was able to sit through was obviously absolute trash. Typical bullfrog who will not say a thing, look at his phone and then make excuses, and yet delude himself with the idea that he has clout. No, and he still doesn't get it. He still thinks that he can go around just fucking leaving sexual comments to people. And it's funny because I saw this tweet the other day. Apparently, and you know what? I think I'm going to bring this up right now. So what happens is he was in Joe's Discord and started to talk shit to Shell, who then basically, told him to fuck off. And, now he's trying to explain, like, oh, I was having a bad day, like, I still like you, and, please treat me okay and stuff. And yet, people just don't fucking get it. People just don't get it when it comes to fucking bullfrog. And, well, it is my mandate to expose this. After all, it was given out by heaven itself. But let's take a look at some of the stuff here that he had written. And it's funny, though, because he got played easily because this idiot doesn't know how to use computers. So he got played because they changed his name to what you'll see on the screen right now. I taste young boys. And he wasn't too pleased about that. That's right, Bam. The guy can't do a stream by himself. Pick nose. Can someone call in? Yep. And this bullshit of like, I'm done. I'm so mad. Blah, blah, blah. No one believed you, Bullfrog. Nobody. And we're tired. Especially I. I'm tired of this bullshit. This attitude that you can... It's like YR. Oh, I can just keep fucking around and people will always forgive me. No, you're going to be held accountable for your actions. Especially the sexual harassment. That is fucking beyond acceptable. And... technically, it's illegal too. So what is it that you're not getting? Do we really need to get law enforcement involved? Do we need them to visit you? Do we need to contact your family so they understand that, yeah, you're doing this? Because that's why you're so freaked out about fucking somebody contacting your family. A, they'll find out about your degenerate ways. They'll find out about your sexual harassment and your criminal acts. Especially like, for example, I'm going to kill you, Joe Cronin. I'm going to shoot you. I mean, those words came out of your mouth. So that's why you're so concerned, because you know your family is going to come down hard on you because you know that you fucked up. But because you are this vile, stupid piece of shit, you've always been able to get away with it because, again, no one's going to suspect a retard. No one. And plus, in this fucked up world, the retards, the deficient are raised onto pedestals as if somehow they're brave and special when they're not. As the emperor, I will not tolerate this. You are below, not just me, Bullfrog, but you are below most. And, oh yeah, that's right, thank you, Costanza. That was actually even more concerning. He threatened to blow up Samsung. And I'm going to have to go back and find out the timestamps for those, because I very much would like to, just hear what Samsung America has to say about that. I could even just ask them rhetorically would you consider, if somebody were to say something like this, would you consider it a domestic terrorist threat and one that needs to be acted on? I'm sure their answer would be yes. And as such, it would be very simple for me to then say, okay, well, looking at my records here, this is the exact full legal name of this individual that you're looking for. This is his address, his phone number, and here's names of his relatives. And please give me the case number once the investigation is started. And I'd like to follow up with you in the future just to see how it's progressing. And then they'd say, oh, thank you. Here is a free phone. It is a prototype. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I'll get something out of that too. But, just being aware and appraised of the criminal proceedings would be more than sufficient for me. But Bullfrog continues to think that he can just act the way he wants. And, I mean, we are all adults here. And the fact is, this society stopped tolerating that shit from us when we were fucking, 5, 6 years old? So, no, this guy's 41 years old. And he seems to think that he can, push that fact around and thusly give himself some sort of authority to say, well, since I'm 41, I know more than you, which obviously he doesn't. The guy doesn't even know how to make rice. So I can do whatever I want. You can waltz into a fucking police station waving a gun around all you motherfucking want. There's physically nothing stopping you from initially doing that. But it doesn't mean that you're gonna get away with it scot-free. I mean, you might get shot, you might get tackled, you definitely get arrested. So, no, you can't do anything you want. And you have to get it through your head. And you will get it through your head. See, that's what you need to understand, Bullfrog. You're not going to win. Never with me. Ever. You're not going to win. And you can keep lying about kissing the ring and all this bullshit. It's just the noose is going to get tighter and tighter and tighter. And more and more people are going to disassociate from you, disengage, and not want to be around because they know when Dave is on the warpath, you best not get in the way. And this is only because you have failed to do what you said. You keep up with the sexual harassment. So, I mean, it's like somebody's like, I just can't stop murdering people. Okay, well, we're going to have to fucking take care of that now, won't we? We're going to have to put you in jail forever and you'll never get out. I'm not going to tolerate this, Bullfrog. You need to understand this. I'm not going to tolerate it. And all those that do tolerate it, they're just basically encouraging your behavior. So people need to look at them too and say they're also part of the fucking problem. Yes, Bam, he's actually deluded himself into thinking he's a star. Now, there's a difference between trying to play it up and be like, yeah, I'm pretending to. It's like, that's a good example. Whatever. Yeah, pretending that you're a star and be like, no, come on, guys, let's be real. I ain't no fucking star. But you do it on the fucking camera to ham it up and blah, blah, blah. Okay. I mean, the other day I was like, I got no fucking clout because it's true. Just like, yeah. So, sorry, it's a little hot here. It's just fucking, head's not fully working. But regardless. Bullfrog, what was that point I was going to make? Okay, so yeah, he thinks he's a star. It actually emboldens him to do things that he knows he shouldn't be doing. A, the sexual harassment stuff. B, harassing people like the other day. And he's proud of it. Okay, so not only has he been proven a liar, okay, and he's got to be held accountable for this. You just don't not only excuse this stuff. Nikki was talking about this the other day, and I think I mentioned it a bit, but there's too many people who are way too forgiving in this community. Because it sure as fuck wouldn't be that way in the real world. What was I going to talk about? Cody Guada says, Bullfrog lies, only you yourself can change your Discord name. Really? See, I hardly use Discord. I mean, I think I still have it installed, but I only used it for a bit. earlier this year when someone wanted to talk to me on Discord, but I don't like Discord. So yeah, I'm not really familiar with their settings and stuff, but Cody is stating that only the person with the account can change the account name. So that would be very interesting. If that was in fact the case, what he's doing is he's trying to get attention, but in a very vile way. Not only, according to Cody, from what Cody's saying, this guy has changed his name, but then trying to pretend like it wasn't him. So that is disgusting and vile, and I think that might also need to be shared with the police, because when somebody starts to joke around a lot about pedophilia with young males, that is very concerning. And yeah, I mean, you're going to be held accountable for your actions. Goes to Tommy's Bomber says, no, I'm pretty sure the owner of the server can change your name within the server. Okay? So we've got conflicting information here, so I'm sure someone eventually will let me know. But according to this conversation, the reply to it is from Shell. It's, fuck that frog, he's burned me one too many times. And Bullfrog's response to her was, I apologize, Shell. I had a bad day yesterday. Let's restart our friendship again. Smiling emoji with hands out. How many times have we heard that shit from him? Especially when it came to Shell. Like, I remember that clip where he called into Joe's show. Shell's there. They had a fight previously. He apologized, and literally the moment he got off the call, he went on to somebody else's show, who's I don't remember, and started to immediately shit on Shell. It's like he came in, from the other show and came into this new show. It's like, oh, man, my leg's tired. Oh, man, I feel so dirty after apologizing to Shell, that fucking bitch. I mean, goddamn, now that I'm here, I can say what I want, and yeah, fuck that bitch. Like, literally, whatever, 5 minutes from one fucking show to the other. From the hang up to fucking calling in to going straight into it. I don't remember whose show that was, but I definitely remember it. And then basically what happened was that then got reviewed by Joe and his crew, and I guess Shell as well, because they're like, what the fuck? He literally was just on the call with you, and then he goes right after to another show. So people did recognize that. And this happened multiple times with this piece of shit. Bam says, can you imagine someone like Bullfrog trying to talk tough in a public environment? LOL. People would laugh their ass off at him. Yeah, they wouldn't even fight him, because they'd be like, dude, you're like Ram Man from fucking He-Man. Like, I could just literally push you over and you won't be able to get back up. And for him to just talk this shit on the internet, and then it's like, okay, if I was to say I'm an entertaining individual, some people might disagree. That's fine. But there's other people that would at least agree to some extent. And we know this from either comments, likes, or even just the durations of my videos. You can't say the same about Bullfrog. I mean, the guy, he claims himself to be superior, and yet doesn't even know how to use OBS. Meanwhile, I could claim to be superior, but then again, in certain topics, we know I am. Topics that some people just don't have any interest with. Okay, fine. But, for example, I'm not going to sit idly by while Tony tries to lecture me on health, okay? Or Bullfrog, for that matter. I'm not going to sit idly by and just let fucking Joe create a false narrative about politics or economics. No. But do I know anything about, I don't know, hip-hop? No fucking, well, a little bit. But it's so inconsequential, it doesn't matter. Do I know anything about, I'm trying to think of fields that I'm not privy to. I still like to learn about stuff, but I don't know, trucking. No fucking clue. No fucking clue about, what the mechanics are under the hood, their braking system. No fucking clue. So in that case, I can't pretend to be superior. But the thing is, though, Bullfrog needs to understand this, especially because now with what's going on, because Joe, as always, trying to fucking spread himself to cover up as much stuff, which means that, okay, so I'm on, he goes on. Fucking Ken's on, he goes on. He needs to be on at the same time. He needs to feel in control. He needs to. And it's funny that, people like me and Ken who don't have anywhere close to his audience somehow, in his mind, have so much clout that he needs to go live on us, or he risks the possibility of losing viewers to us. Even though technically he could make a video after me, air it, and then more people will tune in. No, he needs to do it that way. And it really goes to show how Joe really is self-conscious, and he's got a very huge lack of self-esteem. Back to the chat here. Talking about Discord. Costanza says, Bullfrog thinks he's so smart, he's denied Dave's help on OBS. He's denied multiple people's help. I mean, we did hear... Here's another thing that I did notice from that video with Bullfrog. So SC Illegal called in, that vile piece of shit who's going to get his soon enough. And this guy's genuinely, see, I said it right, trying to help Bullfrog out. And, I mean, you can tell straight up that Bullfrog is refusing the help. He's refusing the help. Why? Because you can see it on his face and the way that he supposedly proceeds through the instructions, in quotations. Because as SC Illegal is going to say, okay, go to here, you'll see this, you want to press this. It's very simple. It's like 3-4 different steps. And they're literally right there in front of you when you're on that page. Okay, you can't miss them. You might have to scroll down a bit. Maybe you have to look a little closer, or for this fat, dumb fuck, wear your fucking glasses. But it's there. It's fucking simplistic as fuck. And he's looking at his screen. He's like, no, it's not there. You can tell by the way he's looking at the screen that he didn't even look. He didn't even look. And I worked in IT, especially remote IT. So I know when somebody's actually saying, okay, give me a second here. I'm going to really look at the screen. I might have to put my phone down, blah, blah. I would encourage them. Like, look. We're going to be here until your problem's solved, so don't you worry about that. But the thing is, we need to do this efficiently, so if you're going to need both hands, that's fine. I've got your phone number. If it gets disconnected, I'm calling you back. So put the phone down, use both hands, let me know what you can find, and then come back to me. I'll be waiting. So, that's just simple logic. So then you could hear them typing, you can hear them scrolling, you can hear them, the hesitation, you understand something's occurring. It was totally evident that he wasn't even bothering to look. And it was identical to what was occurring with the Rice-A-Roni, where it's like, okay, well, read that line. You can see he's reading something, and then he just starts to work. I say, no. I asked you to read that stuff because I need to know what it says. Eventually, again, the retard piece of shit forced me to go online so I could see the instructions for myself, but I could tell exactly what he was doing. I could tell that he was reading things, there was things he wasn't comprehending, and he was just skipping over them. And then I had him read it out, and I proved it, because I was reading along with the download of the image of the box. He gets to saute, he doesn't even say it, and then just moves on as if it was nothing, and it's just like, hold on a second here. You literally missed one of the most important aspects of this. And he's like, well, I don't know the word. So literally because you don't know a word, you're just going to skip right over it. It's just like, oh, step 3, please ensure that you've got the fire retardant cable connected before powering up on stage 4. I don't know what power adapter means, so I'm just going to go straight to step 4. Turns it on, boom. This is the type of vile bullshit I'm no longer tolerating. This bullshit is unacceptable. The world doesn't need more bullfrogs. It needs less. And this shit needs to be called out. Apathy and tolerance are the traits of a dying nation. Aristotle. So, we shan't be tolerating that. And Bullfrog, little Bullfrog, who tomorrow apparently is going to go visit his family, because he always does, on Thursdays, probably will try to avoid to tell them the shit that he's been fucking doing. And trust me, Bullfrog, many people have come to me in the past, and still do to this day, giving me information about you. Because they don't like the sexual harassment that they had to deal with in the past. So they don't forget. Neither do I. And they've been very useful in providing me with this information. So I'm not too sure exactly how this is going to end for you, Bullfrog. It would be nice if you just listened to your emperor and did as you were told and just stopped. The problem is I don't think you're capable of stopping. And that is a problem because, well, that might require the involvement of other authorities. And we've seen when I've suggested that how panicked you get, so it means you're hiding something. So something's going to have to break here, okay, Bullfrog, but I won't. So you got to be very careful now. In the chat, we have J Diz, who says, hence why I never watched that video. No disrespect to DDR, patience of a saint. Now, I understand that I do push the limit in regards to featuring some stuff from Bullfrog, and it even pushes me to a very difficult point because it's hard to listen to the guy, in extended form. But yeah, so I can't blame you for not wanting to be tuned in while he is being featured or while a clip of his is being featured. Ghost of Tommy's Barber says, Tony and Bullfrog are going to be forced to do shows together. No one else wants to work with them. They can call it Through the Windshield. Oh, that would be good. He'll visit his... Cody Gowdy says he'll visit... Gouda says he'll visit his family, hit on his brother's wife, eat their food because he can't cook. Yeah, and probably take another delivery of pre-cooked food. See, that's another thing. It's embarrassing. See, if this guy literally had Down syndrome, be like, okay, that's understandable. Okay, 41 years old, limited mobility, intelligence. Okay, makes sense that, his family wants to help him still remain somewhat independent, but is helping him out a fair bit. Until I see the medical records, I will have to assume that Bullfrog is a perfectly normal individual and that what he does is out of spite and evil. I can't justify it any other way. He knows what he's doing. He's cognizant and he acknowledges it, and he's constantly lying and he gets caught in lies and he knows it. So I don't know if I can accept that he's stupid. I need to see medical records to figure out what the fuck is going on here. Because if he's normal and this is the way he acts, it's unacceptable and he needs to be in jail. It's as simple as that. The sexual harassment alone is just beyond, acceptable. There's also the fact that he has the gall to say, I'm a 41-year-old man, I can do whatever I want. Well, I guess that doesn't apply to making rice. Look, apathy and tolerance are the features of a dying society. And this society that we're currently in right now obviously is fucked, and we can see this. So this tolerance that we have towards people like Bullfrog, or that society is trying to impose on us to have, is unacceptable. Shit like that has made things worse. That's why apparently you need fucking warning signs on cliff sides because people are too stupid to use their critical thinking, and then we award them with fucking payouts from lawsuits. Europe doesn't have anywhere close to the number of warnings on anything, compared to North America. And you realize that it's not just because people are stupid, it's because people are evil and greedy. And they recognize, hey, these people are just trying to sell a product, but I bet they never thought I would do this with it, so therefore now I'm just going to make the lottery. I don't want to work hard and earn my stuff, but yeah, I'm going to win the lottery of stupidity, just like the Gorilla Glue hair woman. She did that on purpose. She knew exactly what she was doing. And because if they were to deny her her lawsuit, they would be called racist. But we all know how this shit works. And Bullfrog has no grounds to stand on at all with anything. Whether it be discussion on politics. I'm running for Trump. Yeah, but can you discuss any economic policy, maybe domestic? No, it's Trump. He can't discuss diet. He doesn't even know sports. I mean, Ken called him out the other day. It's like, you don't know anything about sports. Well, I know this. I like this team. It's like, but you don't know about them, so you can't call yourself a fan. And when I called him out the other day, where I said, no, hold on. You said you were leaving because of surgery. Now you're coming saying you were taking a break. It's like, well, I'm going to get surgery, but I was taking a break. It's like, no, but you are trying to gloss over the fact that you initially said it was for surgery, and you were on record on every fucking show out there for that reason, that you were getting surgery. And then it comes out that you were lying, and he couldn't even fucking respond. He kept trying to repeat things, and it's like, no, that's not how it works. See, it's not just the patience of a saint, Jade is. It's the patience of an inquisitor. And there are individuals in this community that do require that inquisitor touch. You need to literally dissect them, vivisect them, a live dissection, so that they truly understand in what position they're in. Because without that, they would not. Bullfrog is one of those individuals. And as I've stated earlier, this is a mandate from heaven itself, and as such, it must be carried out. So, regardless if, say tonight even, YR was to come back walking around like Vince McMahon back in the early 2000s and has Tony on there and has Bullfrog on there, it's not going to change their fates. None of them. And if he gets featured on Friday night, because I don't believe he's yet been allowed back to monetize this. But if he's on whatever show they now have on, it's not Corrupted, because that's, I think, the pay-per-view. But you know, Joe, sometimes he makes it free. But regardless, if he's featured on Friday, maybe even on Thursday, I don't know, he's going to try to make a big deal. Again, he's the whore who wants to get on every fucking show. So if Joe's on tonight, and it's Wednesdays, so he probably will be, I'm betting that there's a good chance that Bullfrog will try to call in. If Joe's live tomorrow, same thing. Friday, same thing. Saturday is the big day with Tony, so I'm wondering whether or not he'd also be on there as well, because then we'd have two of them shitting on me, at least. And I would very much... Because here's another thing, is that Bullfrog does bury himself quite a lot, too, when he is around other people. So, for example, with Tony will say something about me, and Bullfrog will agree or add on to it, sometimes to an extreme. And then I'll confront him the next day about it, like, yeah, but and then, he'll be fucking exposed. So, there is an advantage when he interacts with others because he's really loose on the lips and he reveals quite a lot. And we get those great clips of him threatening others, committing that sexual harassment. And, I mean, you'd think that he would have understood, but the effort with a tribunal, you know, what was it, like 5, 6 hours of the evidence marathon? Fucking organized by date and chronology? The effort that it took to put together? And he thinks that it's just going to be a cakewalk with him. Oh, Dave will just forgive me. I'll just apologize and I'll go on to another show right after and start shitting on him. Like, I'm sure that there won't be repercussions. I mean, Ken's people already despise. They despise the bullfrog. And initially I was just talking about his audience, but now to think of it, fucking Filthy doesn't like him at all. And I think Chris doesn't like him. I'm not too sure about Lucky. But yeah, so even his crew. I don't know about Mars and Nikki, though. But it's clear that he's also not liked. So yet again, Joe has become the valley of the, the misfits. And this is where the quality people are flocking to. So Tony, Garguts, Bullfrog, I don't know. There's the turnover rate at fucking monetizes is just so high that you never know who's gonna fucking last for how long. And I guess it's confirmed. Then Ghost of Tommy's Barber says Filthy will straight hang up if he hears Bullfrog. Oh, the Nine Gods himself confirming he's not a Bullfrog fan. Excellent. And the thing is he can be tolerable. But that's when he behaves. If he's not going to behave, then it's not fucking fun to be around him. Nikki says, do think he can be funny from time to time, mostly when you have him on and he just takes it and says stupid shit. Yes, that's not too bad. I mean, he was somewhat okay during the Rice-A-Roni fiasco. But, the whole not following instructions or reading words he doesn't understand. No, that's a paddling. Okay, you get a paddling for that shit. And if it's in small doses and he behaves himself, it's not bad. But if he's just going to continue to act in such a way that he thinks he's more important than he actually is, and then starts to impose that self-importance onto the show and its format itself, that's when it gets problematic. That's when it causes problems. The show doesn't get it stops being funny, and it just gets annoying that you have to continue to hear this, and that some people are willing to tolerate it because we don't want to feel bad because we treated somebody as they should have been. It's unfortunate. Many people don't like standing up for themselves. They don't like making the hard decision to say the harsh truth to people. They think it's being mean, and it's not. It's being true to yourself. Let's see here. Chat says, rice boxes have photo instructions. Yes. Sad, but yes. And the fact is he still wasn't able to follow it. Jadis says, nah, fuck him. He wasn't never tolerable. Show to Theo. Okay. I'm not going to deny what Jadis is saying. He is difficult to deal with, especially that fucking voice. That fucking voice is just horrid. But I can endure a lot with the guy. Him being stupid and him being somewhat tolerable. but he's going to fucking change. Either way, I'm not gonna sit idly by anymore as the emperor of drama and allow for this. So if he wants to say something on a show, I'll be sure that I will review it, and judgment shall be cast. Just like the fate that will befall Phony Tony. But I very much do look forward to his rebuttal, because I'm sure he's going to try to act tough, and it's going to be great, because we got a bunch of other people on that call that will either want to build on what he's saying or just don't want anything to do with it. So we saw Jesse last week, who didn't really want to do anything with it, but we'll see if that changes this week. So, and again, Joe might just end up inviting people to call in, and they'll be like, yeah, fuck Dave Rose and this and that. So, he won't have to say it, but he's got people who'll say it for him, But I'm a patient man, as we know, a patient emperor. I have a lot of wisdom, and as such, I can wait till Sunday to hear what words were spoken. But, Bullfrog, I'll be keeping my eye out for you. Because it's clear that you just haven't gotten it yet. So, things are going to have to change. And I'm sure that Shell, who's had such great interaction with you in the past, would be willing to perhaps provide me with some further evidence as to your criminality. It's unfortunate, but that's how it's going to have to be, since you just won't get it. You kissed the ring and, claimed that you bent the knee multiple times, but every time you did, literally the next second, you were cursing me and sort of rejecting what you had just said, clearly being false with your statements. Bam says, oh, hold on, before that, Out with Cow says, it's getting crazy. I like monetize this and Joe's content, but between Casey's Raw, Mikkel, Bullfrog, too many people that can barely make full sentences. Gonna have to agree with you, man. I'm gonna have to agree with you. That is, yeah, it's, you know what, it's unfortunate for Mikkel that he's under that, physical condition, but is Joe a charity, is the question. Is the audience really going to benefit from that? And, yeah, Casey is raw as well, does, he adds and aggravates to that problem. And Bullfrog, too. So you are correct. I can't factually deny what you're saying. Their attitudes, all three of them, are different, but you can't deny what you're saying, is the fact that if it's supposed to be a flowing sort of night where there's discussion and not constant roadblocks to a conversation, then yes, those individuals I don't think should be there. Bam says, monetize this is complete garbage and unwatchable to me. I am done with the Boston beggar. Tribunal King, yeah, his video game stuff is good, but it's when he goes on to monetize this where, I don't know, I guess Joe is expecting a more, cerebral conversation. And yeah, obviously he's not going to get that. With Cow says, I watch it kind of like I watch wrestling now. I just keep hoping it gets better. That's the definition of insanity, isn't it? Costanza confirms Bullfrog is the worst. Bam says, Mikkel is still on. Mikkel is on still. I can't understand that guy at all. Yeah, it's very difficult for me to understand what he has to say. Garguts apparently can understand him without a problem. But I was going to raise something else. Oh, yeah. I was going to feature them today, but I still have to configure OBS, so I'm not going to do so. But I've been getting some amazing impersonation videos of Mellow and Bullfrog. And I'm going to be playing them because they're fucking genius. They're absolute gold. They're so fucking spot on. So I'm definitely going to be adding those into the future for the audience to see. And yeah, I really did destroy Mello, and nobody can deny it. And the fact is, it's fucking clear as day. The guy does it on purpose. I've been proven absolutely correct, and more people are waking up to this. And yeah, I know it bothers Ken. And, you know, he wants to be nice and so forth. But it's just like Bullfrog. He does it on purpose. He knows what he's doing. And it would take a simple, slight change in attitude to stop doing it and not create the problems that he has been. So, yeah, Mello doesn't have to emote for the camera all the fucking time. He doesn't have to fucking what's it called? Smile clearly fakely all the time. And in fact, I would like to play this video, but I can't because I believe it's monetized. But it was shared with me recently, and it was about... Actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you the link. I'm going to put it in the chat. And you can watch it at your own leisure. But it's a very good... a second here. It's a very good video about people that are constantly smiling and how that sort of actually reveals a lot about themselves. What's it called? About their psychology and so forth. I'm just scrolling up here to see if I can find it. Should be able to find it in a second here. Oh no, I can't. For whoever sent it to me, I don't want to reveal your name, but if you could send that to me again, I'd appreciate that because I'm scrolling through the scrolling through our Skype messages. Oh, here we go. There we go. Okay. So in this video, this gentleman, who appears to be a dating coach, life coach, whatever, he talks about it actually. And he makes some really, really good points. Yes, it's mostly geared towards relationships. The video is called Why Smiling Turns Women Off. But he goes further into that, into just day-to-day operations and what happens when you overtly smile and how it's perceived and so forth. So definitely worth checking out. But it's straight up mellow yellow. Straight up. And as every instance passes, mellow will be more and more exposed. The emperor wills it. So it's going to get to a point where this guy won't be able to show his face in the street. People, little kids will spit at him. Old women will throw rotten tomatoes at him. They won't even let him into church. Like, he's going to realize that his attitude was very sinful, specifically pride. And more and more, there's going to be a lot more dissent. So you're going to start to see that more and more in Ken's chat when Mello's on how the peasants and the people dislike Mello. and how they've seen him exposed for the liar scumbag that he is. But we know that he's the type of evil demon that would rather burn down everything with him. So he's going to continue his ways, and I will continue with exposing his ways. But the table will turn very quickly, and the balance of power is now clearly well established in the kingdom of Rose. Also, I'll be handing out titles, royal titles, knighthoods, and other things. And you won't have to pay for them, unlike Joe Crumb. No, don't worry, Ken. You don't have to tell Mello not to smile as much next stream. He knows exactly the situation. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. And I've criticized him, and he knows what I've criticized him with. And he also knows that people are waking up, and they too are now mentioning the same points that I make. They see him exposed. So, yeah, if you want him to continue to treat you with such disrespect and like such garbage, to smile in that manner when he's basically just really sticking up a middle finger to you and your audience, okay, but your audience is eventually all of them is gonna learn this. So, no, that's the thing is though, you don't have to do that, Ken. Ken says, I let him know that you have these concerns. That's all I can do, right? Now, see, you don't have to do any of that at all. He knows this stuff already. He knows what I know, like what I believe. Okay, he knows my opinion. He knows this. So you don't have to, be a messenger or anything like that between us. He knows what I'm saying. He knows. It's his choice either if he wants to continue to disrespect you and your audience by doing these things, or all he has to do is just fucking look at himself for literally 10 minutes on your show and say, yeah, you know what, I can't deny it. I'm literally smiling like a faggot on purpose. I'm trying to ham it up. I'm looking at the wrong screen when I'm pretending to watch the fight. I'm overreacting. I'm making it look like I'm just so horrified, but I'm not even paying attention. Then, I try to rub it in your face, Ken, that I told you first round, and then you call me out on it, and you say, no, you said second, just like me, and then I shut my mouth and say, oh, you're right, Ken. You see, Ken, that's an insult to you. He's like, I told you, Ken, first round. You're like, no, they told me second round, just like I said. Oh, yeah, you're right, Ken. I tried to gaslight you there just for that one moment, but you're on your toes. I almost got you there, Ken. What kind of fucking bullshit is that? No, see, I'm not telling you to get rid of him. See, stop being a YR. Stop being a YR, Ken. Stop being YR. See, look at the silver lining. Okay, you got Out with Cows, who says, "I'd rather have Mello over Jesse, Tony, Garguts." Well, yeah, absolutely. No, see, Ken, I've already explained to you my fucking strategy already. Is that I don't watch you on fucking Saturday nights live, because then I can just go back and I can fucking watch it and I can fast forward. So, but here's the thing, man. If I see something on that replay that really ruined your show, man, because I'm tuning in for you. Yeah, awesome when you got Filthy on there. Low, Chris, Shan. Awesome when you guys are together. But, if I see something on a show where I can clearly see who's causing the problem and that they're basically being encouraged to do so, I'm going to call it out. Well, you don't need to apologize for that, Ken, but yes, the fakeness that Mello exhibits does bother me. It does bother me because I see it as an insult, not just to you, but to me as a viewer. Okay, because he does it on purpose, because he's trying to ruin your show. Or at least here's the thing, he thinks that he's improving your show, but he's not. He's ruining it. It doesn't add anything. It actually worsens things. And it's not just a lack of self-awareness. It's when he is aware, he doubles down. He says, no, I'm going to keep doing it even more. So it's just like, oh, so you aren't a mature individual who would say, like, for example, with Ken, like when I told him, sound clips kind of too often, maybe you want to reel that back. He's like, oh, well, you know what? Some people have told me on some shows, yeah, they would prefer that not as many sound effects. And some people on other shows, like Insomniac, want to hear the sound effects and stuff. So, I've changed it around. I balanced it. I'm playing less on this. I'm doing more here, and everyone seems, to be fine. So, yeah, with knowing the audience and stuff, you can adjust each show accordingly. And back to the chat here. Yeah, I know, Ken. It is what it is. But hey, Ken, if this guy is making your show shit, I mean, it's just like, okay, imagine if there's a player making your sports team shit, right? They brought this one guy on, and he's just giving them errors all the time, fouls, whatever. Like, as in, he wasn't worth the investment, right? Or he's just something's wrong with him so bad that he's just fucking everything up, and it's noticeable. And yeah, the team might be able to win, but this guy keeps getting, called back to the locker room or something because he's just not competent enough. The fans are going to fucking call that shit out. The fucking sportscasters and reporters and stuff, they'll be like, yeah, another great game for New York, but, player 66 was absolute shit yet again. Like, why did they buy this guy? They got another 3 years with this idiot. So same with me is, if I keep seeing this, I'm going to keep fucking calling it out. I mean, nothing's stopping anybody from reviewing my stuff. Like, those videos are up there. Yeah, they're long, but hey, I mean, I put in the footwork. But fact is that, yeah, I mean, everyone's free to criticize me for my criticism of them. But I think that I'm bringing valid points because there's a lot of people that agree with me. Well, maybe that's the problem, Ken. Ken says, I don't have conversations with him about his performance on the shows. A little self-insight for Mello might actually be useful for him, because if he starts to either pay attention to the chat or to what people have said, he'll understand that, yes, he is pushing it too far, and that he knows what he's doing. That's the thing. He knows what he's doing. Remember, I called into your show, Ken, and immediately he went on the defensive. He started yelling at me. You know me. I can carry on speaking normally as long as I'm not being talked over. And we can get to a resolution of some sort. But he immediately attacked me, showing, that he knew where I was coming from. It's like Tony the other day saying, I didn't know where he was coming from, with Joe Cronin playing the clip, where it just eviscerated his lies. He said, I didn't hear anything. Then he changed to like, I didn't know where he was going with it. So, yeah, I mean, let's go back to the chat here. With Cap says he probably listens to this. Of course he does. I know he does. And people talk to him, too. Did you know what Dave Rose said about you? Falmouth Ken says, we speak on the weekend if he's free and he wants to come on, and he comes on. It's as simple as that. And, hey, if people don't want him on the show that bad, then they should speak up like Dave is doing. He goes on to say, well, if he does listen to this, he does not make one comment to me about it ever before, still has not made one comment to me about Rose. With Cow says, I don't love or hate him, to be honest, Ken. He is no filthy Nicky or Mars, but he's average. Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. It's hard to, you can't. You can't compare Mello to any of those guys there, because the latter just hit it out of the park. They're the elite. They're the all-stars. Those are the people that people want to fucking see and want to hear from. Mello functions as a seat warmer. He gives Ken the opportunity to have multiple people on the show so that Ken isn't fully focused on various things. He can, try to handle one thing at once and not get too distracted by other stuff. He can have someone there to talk while he's in the washroom, tending to other things and so forth. And plus, having additional people allows for additional conversations, and that would apply if it wasn't to Mello, but just, okay, I got to go take a piss. So say me and Nicky are there. Okay, Nicky, did you hear about this? Or Dave, thing with fucking Mello is that it's, what? Huh? No, what? And I think I might play some of the audio of these impressions, because they look better with the emojis that were attached to them, the animations that were made. But just brilliant. I can't wait to show you guys these. Ken says, yeah, he's not on there because of talent, you know. He's just a longtime friend that has been around since day one. That I started doing this shit, the shit same thing with Rose and Mars. Well, hold on a second. I'm not there because of talent. Um, well, let's be honest, Ken. I mean, you did when the whole fiasco first started between you, me, and Joe, in the sense that Joe was trying to put you between us. When you had asked me to, because I'd stay all the way from Joe, and you'd asked me to, through Lucky, had asked me to work with you guys on Foul Play on your channel. You know, you were gung ho for it. I was cool with that, and yeah, as soon as Joe got word of it, then fucking the pressure started being put on you, to the eventual point where sort of Joe sort of like caused like a fracture between you and Lowe. Back to the chat. Oh, this is good. Oh, 54 fake viewers in the chat. Shout out to all you. Ghost of Larry Funk. A lot of ghosts in the chat. We spoke up and you just dismiss us as haters. I do have to agree with that, Ken. I have seen that in the past. It's not like blanket, but I have seen that in the past that certain criticisms of Mello have been sort of dismissed outright. Out with Cow says that Fami stuff was gold. No, it was garbage. I go back and watch it from time to time. That's the first time I've ever seen him. Ken says, yeah, he was doing that character and then Joe had him on every night and it went stale fast. Mm-hmm. Jada says, Mello at his peak was Fami. He never went to a peak. But he's a loyal guy to Ken. But he does have some hemming it up for the camera, or hamming it up for the camera issues. It is what it is, like Ken said. But I get why DDR doesn't tolerate it. Ken says Joe overdid it. Told him at that point, hey, bro, you got to drop this for a little bit because people are acting negative towards it. Just was too overblown. With Cow says, yeah, Joe always overdoes the gimmicks. He gets a good clip, then plays it 10 times and does a song about it. Yep. Ken says, yeah, dude, I don't question what Dave saying he's entitled to say that, just like anyone else. I'm saying is I don't have them on because I'm trying to provide his talents to people. No, I just explained that he goes there because you need someone to fill a seat, and it gives you the opportunity so that instead of like playing music while you go take a piss, that you can at least have a couple of people there who might be interacting with the chat, who might be carrying on a conversation while you're away. So, you know, he serves his purpose in a certain extent. But, you know, if a guard dog isn't going to attack the invaders of the junkyard, you know, just because he can bite hard doesn't mean anything since he's not attacking the invaders. So, you know, he might be able to serve a purpose, but if he doesn't serve that purpose, then what's the point? Let's see here. I'm not trying to, he says, Ken says, I'm not trying to showcase anybody. I'm just trying to put something interesting on and hope people enjoy. No, we understand what you're doing, Ken, but your loyalty to Mello is misplaced. Foulmouth Ken continues and says, I understand what you're saying, Dave. I see the same thing, but I just don't take it the way you do. Hold on now. Remember that clip I played? The one that, I recorded Mello on the fight stream, showed it to you, it was a private video. And you're like, and your reply to me on Messenger was like, you were laughing. You're like, I can't deny it. So you fully accepted the Dave Rose explanation as to the breakdown of Fami and not Fami, fucking Mello, and what he does, and he does it on purpose. You know it. You acknowledge this. You know he does it on purpose. I understand Dave feels like he's being insulted, but it's because it's like he's playing to a 5-year-old by his reactions. But I always took it as that's just Mello overreacting and overdoing it on purpose, trying to be funny. But that's the thing, though. Everyone's telling you, or not everyone, I'm not going to be a joke on, that there's a big number of people telling you that it's not funny. J-Diz says, yeah, the Fommy stuff got stale quick because it was overdone, just like how everything gets stale when it's over and over. You got to keep it fresh. Yeah. But it seems to be that Mello's just a one-trick pony. Because, he tried to push the Mello thing or the Fommy thing that got old quick. And then what's his gimmick now? What's his stick? Fucking, again, the overreaction on the cameras to try to be funny. It ain't fucking working. It's distracting. It's annoying. And it's an insult. It's an insult. Dude, you got to watch that video link that I sent. I'm going to put it in here again. This guy breaks down very well, at least in the relationship form, but he adds on top of that to the specifics of societal relationship to this action of smiling too much. And it really does a service to the discussion in regards to how you can tell that Mello smiling like that is in fact an act of disrespect and defiance. Back to the chat here. I can see Ken is getting somewhat heated, or at least he's responding in a much more consistent nature. He says, oh, hold on. J-Diz says, yeah. Oh, no, I already said that. Ken says, yeah, I always took it as that's just his way of trying to be funny in a way. Says, I couldn't deny that he was playing to the camera overly, or whatever word you want to say that's what I couldn't deny. So admission that, yes, he's playing it up for the camera, so he's cognizant. Like anybody, like somebody who, I don't know, might have Down syndrome or some other cognitive ability, they'll know, they're dancing like no one's watching. They don't know and they don't care. But like mostly they don't know. They're not even paying attention. They live in their own worlds. Yeah. Mello's not that way. Mello knows exactly what he's doing. Mello knows exactly what he's doing. Ken says, the only one that's ever come to me about Mello is Dave. If there's anyone else out there, hit me up. Okay, so I'm going to repeat this again, people. You need to be attending to this, okay? Because I know I'm not the only one. And Ken's heart is too big to hate you, okay? So even if you do come to him with criticism or some sort of comment, his heart's too big to hate you, okay? So be honest with yourself and be true to yourself, so that you can be true to Ken and tell him the truth, as you've told me in privacy. So Ken says, the only one that's ever come to me about Mello is Dave. If there's anyone else out there, hit me up. Let me know about anybody that's on there. It's all good. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. Foulmouth Ken says, yeah, I play it up to the camera like a jerk off once in a while, but you don't look anywhere close to as bad as Mello. You actually got good comedic timing. You're a funny guy. You know comedy. Yeah, a little too gung-ho on the fucking sound effects, but and the sound clips and shit. But you do know when to stop playing it up for the camera. There's no off switch on Mello. He's always on. Ghost of Larry Funk says Mello's basically just another Tommy, but without the bad hats or anger problems. I'd have to still give it to Tommy as being a superior co-host, and I'll tell you why. Is because you can literally just start talking random trivia with Tommy, and he'll know it. And he'll give you cool, interesting, weird stories and stuff. Sometimes he'll say something stupidly funny. Yeah, does he get too yeah, he's got anger problems. He gets riled up way too quick. And no, I'm not going to blame Ken or anybody else there that are busting his balls. The fact is, by this point, this guy's skin should have hardened enough, fuck, man, whales have like blubber and they're able to withstand like really cold temperatures in the sea. Tommy's got to be able to take a fucking joke. So, yeah, he's got to. I'm not gonna blame Filthy or Ken for busting his balls because Tommy does need to fucking mature. But I still think that he is better than Mello, because at least with one thing with Tommy, for the most part, he's authentic. This whole balloon shit now, this new stuff that's coming out, no fucking clue. I don't even know. I'm gonna wait for, North Carolina police and all those investigators, Asheville police, whatever, to figure it out. But other than that, for the most part, Tommy is unabashedly honest, and he is the furthest thing from fucking Mello, which is why Mello seemingly gravitated towards Tommy, because he found a mark that he could make fun of and feel good about himself. And, well, he fucked around. He found out because he tried to make a shirt with Fami, and fucking Tommy got his friend to pose as a lawyer and write him a letter ceasing and desisting it. And yeah, so many idiots in this community have no idea about the law. So, that must have been a real letter. I better fucking pull it down. Bunch of fucking rank amateurs. So back to the chat here. Ken says, I would absolutely hate to cook for this guy. Cook for me? Well, why? Because you add mellow yellow into your fucking food? For the most part, when it comes to food, I'm not picky. However, I don't like pasta al dente. Okay? And I know that a lot of Italians like it that way. No. Now, I'm not talking this goopy mess of fucking garbage. That's also wrong. But fact remains is that it can't be al dente. That's fucking savagery. Back to the chat here. Yeah, I'd love to cook for you, Ken. J Diz says, the most serious I've ever seen Mello was when he got upset when Shell left monetized this for the first time the week after Ken won the belt. Other than that, not serious. Ghost of Larry Funk confirms, yeah, Tommy is more entertaining. Now it's the ghost of Tommy's barber chimes in. Someone call the Ghostbusters. Tommy is well respected within the ghost community. Ah, okay. So I guess a lot of people have forgiven him for the forest fire. So even all the lives that he snuffed out during that forest fire, they've forgiven him. So this whole ghost community is quite supportive. But that's the thing, though. The challenge has been put out there by Ken, stating that if you do have issues with Mello or anyone else on his shows, that you should hit him up and let him know. But to be honest, I've known many people for quite some time have agreed with me on the Mello thing, and there seem to be more and more people waking up to it. So, again, Ken, I'm not telling you anything today. You know that. I mean, here's the thing, though, Ken. It's like, imagine this. Imagine you step out of the bathroom. Me and the rest of the crew are waiting for you. You step out of the bathroom, and you got fucking toilet paper, like, stuck on your foot. And we point and we laugh and you say, Ken, you got fucking toilet paper on your foot. And that happens 3-4 times. Like, we're going to keep fucking reminding you of that even when you don't have fucking So the problem is you just got to make sure you don't step on the toilet paper. So same with Mello. Just like train your Tony, you train your Mello. Look, I've already put up enough fucking evidence here that fucking shows that he does it on purpose and that he, like, hams it up. So all you got to do is, like, look at this video. Look at this fucking image. Why are you fucking smiling like you just got it in the ass? Okay? Stop doing that. Okay? You don't need to do that. Just reel it back. You don't have to go over the top because it's actually making things worse, Mello. Okay? It's not actually improving things. It's making things worse. So just reel it in. Just be yourself. Oh, you're naturally a fucking smiling retard? Okay, well, you know what? Maybe it's time to get you a fucking a new attitude. Maybe a new personality. Yeah, let's work on this. Oh, you're naturally an idiot? Okay, well, let's work on making you not a natural idiot. You know, yeah. When you think about smiling, how about you hold off for a bit? Count to 5. See if you can control yourself. Fucking no, dude. We're all adults here. We're all adults. We're 40-year-old adults here, Ken. We're all able to control ourselves. We're all able to adjust our behavior. And we're all capable of looking beyond our nose and looking at the chat, for example, to say, wow, there's a lot of comments there that really don't like that really don't like what I did, or really disagree with this point. Maybe I should adjust a few things. So, yeah, it's really just a matter of reeling it in. And I'm sure he could. Actually, in fact, I have no doubt. I have no doubt that he could actually reel himself in and just be a regular, productive member of the Foulmouth Network and not aggravate the audience while still actually adding to the show. But as it currently stands, to me, it's clear as day. And as the newly crowned and coronated drama emperor, I take it upon myself to issue crusades. So, right now we are examining the issue of Mello in regards to if there's any need to get the papal authority on this. But in my benevolence and wisdom as the drama emperor, I just think that Mr. Mello just requires a little bit of faith, God, and repentance. He should say 3,000 Hail Marys and say 2,000 Dave Rose was right. So now back to the chat. We have Ken say, just reach out to me, it's all good. He then says, well, this is all Ken, so I'll just continue to speak. I see that what everyone's saying here in the chat, I hear what you're saying, Dave. So what do you suggest I do? Go to Mello and tell him don't smile as much and don't play it up for the camera as much? Like, I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just seriously asking the question. Well, since we have 45 individuals in the court of the drama emperor, I encourage all of you to say your piece in the chat there. Perhaps address the Duke of New Amsterdam, Sir Ken himself, so that he in turn can hear your words directly, rather than I, your emperor, speaking on your behalf, because as benevolent as I am, I'm also very wise. And your words should not be grasped out of your mouths. You should be free to give them yourselves. Unless, of course, it is the chrism of the emperor, in which case we shall hold court. So Ken says, please drop your wisdom and knowledge on me on what I should do to alleviate this. Jada says, I would also suggest less of the parodying of you as well, Foulmouth Ken. So Jadiz is agreeing. Jadiz, what he's saying by parodying is he's literally describing what Mello does. Is, yeah, Ken, that's right. So he's basically saying, just get him to stop repeating it. That makes sense, dude. And you've noticed that. That makes sense. It just fucking distracts. And what's he adding to it? What if maybe somehow he disagreed? Be like, Ken, I don't agree. Wow, oh my God, Mello doesn't agree. And then you'd be like, okay, well, tell me how. Then you get a conversation going, yeah, I don't have to tell you this, Ken. You know your shit. But it's just like, fucking, this guy is a yes man. Ghost of Larry Funk says, I'm just tired of hearing Mello repeat everything that Ken says. You could replace the guy with an echo board. Literally another way of saying what Jay Diz just imparted us with his wisdom. And Jay Diz confirms, that's one thing I roll my eyes at. So Ken says, okay, I'm just going to take a screenshot of this and send it over to him. Mrs. Foulmouth Ken, who is not in the kitchen right now, so I don't know who gave her permission to be here, says, I say, fuck it, who cares? Well, clearly, my dear, the empire that is beneath the drama emperor does care. And I listen to the people. Ken says, tell him, hey, this is what some of the people are saying, and do you want to try to curb these things? curb these things and stop doing them, or is it something you can or cannot do? Imagine him saying, "But Ken, I just can't stop doing it." Foulmouth Ken says, and then I'll mention that he should not smile as much, right? Dude, why don't you watch that video I linked? I'll put it again in the chat. Watch that video and listen specifically to the analysis of the psychology of smiling. And you'll understand what specifically is occurring. Because I'm not the only one who thinks this way, man. So you need to see the other side of the story, and you need to see the analysis. Because I can't play this, dude. If I was to play it now, the video is going to get struck. Guaranteed. This guy's a fucking, one of these like player artists and stuff, and they got it all monetized. And even if you play a clip, they're going to flag you and blah, blah, blah. So I just don't want to fucking risk that. But the link is there, and the psychology aspect is fucking spot on. So yeah, definitely worth checking out to understand where that's coming from. Jadiz says, no issues with him. He's loyal to you, Ken, and a good guy. No, he's not a good guy, Jadiz. He's not a good guy. Might be a good guy to Ken. Or Ken might be conflating that as a good guy. That, yeah, he's available. He helps me out by being a seat warmer. He pisses people off by hammering up for the camera. But he's not a good guy. He's not a good guy. He does this on purpose. If you're so self-unaware that you ruin a show because of your ego, then you're not a good guy. Jadiz says, but that's the only thing I roll my eyes at. Ken says, yeah, no, he's not a yes man, but he is. He's not paying to be on the show. No one ever said he was. And he is not defending me in situations that I have with anybody. He did. I proved this the other day with my fucking drama down at number 20. He does fucking try to defend you. Remember, go back to the call that I made, where I called in, Mello was on. Immediately he puts up his dukes and start yelling at me. He knew what was coming, but he knew that he couldn't win against me by talking normally to me, like the way I normally conduct myself. So he had to yell, just like Joe Cronin. So I proved it there and proved it in my video from the other day that, yes, he is in fact a yes man. Ken says he can repeat me and say all that stupid shit all night long, play up the camera, but when it comes down to me fighting with all the people, he does not get involved or defend me like Joe's guys. Well, that's different altogether, but you can't compare apples to oranges. But the thing is, though, no. I mean, okay, well, fine. He can repeat all that stuff all night, all he wants. Then why are you asking me, what do you do? Why are you like sounding like, oh, well, all these people are, they're being critical and like the door's open. Come, tell me if it bothers you, dude. This bothers people. You know it does. Okay. So no, it's not. Oh, he can do it all at once. Well, if he does it, then you're gonna get this fucking criticism. If you're looking to actually address this situation, then no, he can't. He can't keep fucking doing this shit because it literally is fucking ruining your show. Oh, look who it is. It's fucking Bullfrog with his fake account. Have Mellow Yellow come on dressed as Dave Rose. How about I contact Jason, your brother? Goodbye from my channel. There you go. J Diz says, I get what you're saying, DDR. Your opinion versus mine, that's why we are all different. Healthy debate is a good thing. But see, the thing is, though, look, dude, I've pointed out to where it proves that he is not a good guy. There's certain things that can't be denied. Shid says, a sheep spends his whole life in fear of the wolves only to be beaten by the shepherd in the end. Not sure where that applies. Miss Foulmouth Ken says, what's the analysis of DDR doing a stream on this? What's the psychology on that? Let's see here. Being in a world surrounded by stupid people that need to be called out. Like I said, apathy and complacency, apathy and tolerance are the traits of a dying nation. Aristotle. Foulmouth says, if Mello comes on Saturday, I'll bring this up to him on the show. You can do it all you want, Ken. I mean, we saw what happened when when I called in. He acted like a bitch. He yelled over me, wouldn't let me talk, couldn't even handle straight debate. But you know that if I'm not there, what's going to happen? I'm going to spy for a camera. Oh, I don't care. No, you do care. That's why he had me blocked in the chat for the fucking longest time. Because he's such a pussy that even my words get to him. So, Ken. I don't think so, Ken. Ken says, yeah, like I've said, if you want to call this a good guy or a bad guy, he does not come to me about fights with anybody, does not come to me with drama. All he does at all, does not talk to me about it. It's me. Up says he wants to get hammered and come on, and why would I say no? Well, because he makes things shitty. So that's why we've done that in the past. He's been around for like forever, like everyone else, and if people have these issues, I will bring them up with him, and definitely does what on purpose? Plays to the camera? Yeah, he plays to the camera. He fucking lies. He's talking over you when he claims he doesn't. Dude, do we need to play that clip again of when I called into your show and he was there? And the only reason why I called in because he just wouldn't shut the fuck up. And we kept talking over you. And you keep defending this guy. You keep defending this guy. You got people in the chat here, Ken, that are telling you this is what happens. And they're telling you it nicely. See, here's the thing. Why is it that Dave Rose only told me this? Well, one of the ghosts said they have tried to tell you and you dismissed it. But here's the thing. Dave Rose makes noise. And he doesn't back down. And he stands by what he says. So there's some people out there that just, don't want to cause, they don't want to shake the canoe. Or rock the boat. Shake the canoe, same thing. But, like the thing is, though, I have enough respect for myself and enough respect for you, Ken, to tell you these things as bluntly as possible because I think they're important. And that's why I need to tell you them without caring about people's feelings and all this. That's pleasantry bullshit. That's for the peasantry, We're men. We talk like men. And we don't need to fucking dilly-dally around things. So maybe I was the first to come to your attention, but I don't believe I am the first at all, nor do I know for a fact I will be the last. It's the disrespect. I would expect an Italian to understand this, Miss Foulmouth Ken. Are you full Italian by chance, or have you been, pulling a Danny MT and pretending to be an ethnicity you're not? And that is a dig at Danny, but yeah, I know he is Eastern European. But let's go back to the chat here. I love how Ken is really, this is how you know I hit a nerve with Ken and how I'm correct. Because he's just fucking hammering it here in the chat. But you're telling me he's ruining the show so much by what he's doing? Mm-hmm. Yes, I am. I don't think people feel that way about it, okay, but maybe you do understand. Well, see, the thing is, though, I just think people are scared to share their opinion with you because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Okay, whether he's a good... No, I read that. Like I said before, I understand everyone's complaint, and I will bring it up with him, and have a good night, everyone. Thing is, though, it's... You bring it up with him, and he'll be like, hey, Mickey, I'm going to keep doing what I fucking want. No, see... What you should be doing is be like, look, dude, this clearly seems to be an issue. I haven't noticed it thus far, but apparently there's a vocal group of people that actually see this. How about maybe we prove them wrong? How about you actually go ahead and stop hamming it up for the camera, which I've already admitted to Dave Rose that, yes, I acknowledge that. How about you stop trying to repeat everything that I'm fucking saying? Let's show them that you can do this. Let's show them that you are better than who they think you are. Let's show them that there's a reason why I chose you to be here. So, how about that? Game on. The ball's in your court. You have been challenged by the drama emperor. Do you have what it takes to live up to the ideal? Back to the chat. Mrs. Falmouth Ken, there it is again. DDR Mad Dad voice. Well, it's more like the stepdad because, well, let's not get into those details. But no, it's because I don't want to be charged with murder of my own child. No, seriously though. It's not Mad Dad. It's Mad Emperor. It's Disappointed Emperor. And it's somebody who will not tolerate stupidity. I'm on this planet surrounded by literal fucking mechanoids, automatons, fucking unevolved humans. And I'm gonna fucking take criticism from those that can't even string a fucking sentence together or have to be fake to be fucking accepted on Ken's show? No. I know my worth. Simple as that. That's why I've claimed the title of Drama Emperor. I'm done fucking, trying to paddle people on the bum nicely and hold back. And no, see, here's the thing. In this world, not everyone's equal. Some are more equal than others. George Orwell was correct, and it's time for the reckoning. Let's go back to the chat. Bottom line is, not one person has come to me about Mello, but Dave, I doubt it because we've got the ghost confirming. And understand you have your opinion, Dave. It's all good. Like I said, I'll mention it. Everything that he said here. Blah, blah, blah. Shit says, SC Steve seems to think it's a double standard, that it's okay for Dave to get away with hating on Mellow Yellow, but YR can't criticize your shows. Yeah, but YR, well, SC Steve's an idiot, so it really doesn't matter. Spartan King of Texas says, not a Mellow fan either, but find him pretty easy to tune out during Ken's show. Yeah, I can't tune him out. I can't, because the thing is, though, he's literally interrupting Ken at every time, at every fucking corner. So Ken will start talking, and then Mello will start, he'll add some comment, and then Ken, hasn't really finished speaking yet, but all Mello did was just talk right over him and distract. Danimal says, the thing is, he isn't very good on a show. Everyone pretty much agrees. There's a reason why some of us aren't on shows, because it's out of our element. Doesn't mean we aren't your friends not being on. That's a great point, Danimal. And again, like I said, Ken, and you've recognized this, no one's forcing me to watch it. No one has a gun to my head. So that's why I say, okay, well, we'll do something else on a Saturday night. And, yeah, I can always catch up on Sunday morning. And anytime that I hear Mello, I can try to fast forward, or I can try to get past it, see if maybe there's some semblance of a show. And yeah, just work with what I've got. But, yeah, the thing is, though, I think it should be evident, Ken, that maybe, just maybe, I had a little more... I was a little more correct than you were willing to initially agree with, because I do believe that, the number of individuals that have voiced their concerns in this chat today back up what I say. Ken says, Dave can get away with it. What the fuck does that mean? SE fucking idiot. Like I'm supposed to fight with Dave because he feels this way. I don't think so. Yeah, he's an idiot, and it's so evident. They tried this on us last time. Me and Ken, Tony tried it last time by trying to play that clip and shit. I showed again that I'm not as comedically deaf as some people think I am, and actually gave him a better zinger than what he was trying to put out. And it's just so evident. I mean, look, there's a reason why YR hasn't come back. Okay? That's because of the Emperor. And who got his chance to recently come back to the community before having it literally ripped away from them? Well, that was SE Illegal. So, obviously, he's raring to come back, but he knows that his only avenue to be featured would either be Bullfrog, which he tried the other day, or YR. And YR, he's fucking trembling in the closet there in fucking Texas. He's, the Texas RCMP are sending out random police checks, and, he's very concerned about the RCMP being in Texas. As a Canadian, I am as well. And he's not going to go on until he has some sort of assurances from Ken that I won't attack him. I can guarantee. Because that's really the only guy who'd probably get me to try to talk to me to fucking ease up on YR. Not Mars, definitely not Nikki Nines. But Ken would be the one, because remember, Ken has a soft spot in his heart for YR. And that's because YR started to watching him from a very long time ago. But, Ken, like us, also experienced much of the betrayals. And, he's holding fast to not publicly associating with them. But we know that he has the heart necessary to try to approach the great Emperor to ask if the possibility exists for some sort of rectification. And just like I told him the other day when it came to SE Steve and stuff, no. There shan't be any more forgiveness. Back to the chat. Jay says, all they want to do is divide everyone even more so they can pick and choose and manipulate. I'm glad y'all aren't bothered with the BS. Yeah. It's very easy to tell. And it's also very easy to tell that Joe has sort of enacted a new strategy where rather than involve himself directly with the drama, he just sort of lets people go off on their own and stuff and sort of speak on his behalf without actually doing so. So it's convenient for him. He doesn't get as much blowback as he would normally, and certain points are still made that allow him to, I guess, feel good about himself, that he was somehow able to make a pot shot out. But we know, again, Joe Cronin said the other day, he will debate anybody. Remember, versus the world. He is willing to debate anybody, except for Dave Rose. So, what does that say about your great leader, Joe Cronin? And in fact, I could probably debate him on any topic, not just race. Let's talk about politics, economics, could go UFOs. Oh my God, that video he made the other day, the tinfoil hat podcast. Just horrid. Which, it makes sense because when we were doing Final Frontier News, really it was up to me. I was the only one doing the research, only one getting the information, and I was the only one actually bringing up the topics in a proper, respectful, and professional manner. There's always him and Jesse like, oh, well, I think it's this, and it's like, did you guys read the article? No, but that's why you're here, just to tell us what the article says. Also, you can speculate. This, again, coming from Joe, who is constantly repeating the word science. The guy's already in a fucking liberal cult. If you have to mention science, you don't understand it. It's so funny. And I was seeing that actually when I was still working with Joe. At that point, there was, I can't remember what it was in the media and stuff, but the liberals were pushing, oh, it's science. This was before COVID. And Leah was also pushing that as well. Like, oh, it's science. Oh, you don't like science? You hate science? You already knew at that point that because that was the talking points that the media was saying, that was clearly going to be what the white liberals were going to be saying. And that's exactly what I encountered with those two. Meanwhile, Joe won't call out the fact that gender dysphoria is responsible for officially 40% death rate of transgenders, although the actual number is probably double that. And still is encouraging this sort of degeneracy for people to go mutilate their bodies for a mental condition that will only get worse. But then again, remember his tweet screen. We gotta love and hate everyone equally. Does that apply to pedophiles too? You gotta love them equally? Back to the chat. Jay just says, all they want... Oh, yeah, he said that. They're in the skunt category at this point. Irrelevant, and they do the harm to themselves. Indeed. Costanza says, Jake does the article research on FFN now. I haven't heard an FFN in a long time. I don't know if Jake was on there last time. But yeah, if anything that needs to deal with any article reading, yeah, it will be anyone but Joe who's going to be reviewing that. And yeah, I mean, when it comes to wrestling, Joe knows his stuff, but that would be one debate that I would get my ass handed to me. Wrestling. No fucking question whatsoever. But of another topic, or many other topics, I'm sure that I would yield quite well. Now, let me just quickly check here. Looks like Joe is still live with his Q&A. He's got triple the numbers, bud. Triple the numbers. Well, a little less than triple, but whatever. He's got many more subscribers than I do. Plus, his audience is more looking for stupid fucking wrestling news. For WWE of all things. And as always, he's got to throw in a few other things like Star Trek 4 and NASA and stuff that probably he just put in the title but we'll never talk about. Put JD from NY in the chat. Kind of like when he was putting Foulmouth Network and all that in his descriptions, I guess, to bring that up with the searches, which we saw recently, and it was exposed by both Foulmouth Ken and his lovely wife. So, comical. Now, yes, the king, the emperor, I should say, shall take any calls that anybody wishes to make through Skype. I do want to read this that was just sent to me. Okay, so this individual says, just subscribed, but if you don't mind the DM, I don't know much about Mello, but he has stuck a foot inside a mouth before. Yes, he usually does repeat Ken. He doesn't bother me, but yeah, I can't argue any pros for Mello. Okay, so here's the thing. This is where some insight comes into play. Okay, well, apparently I can tolerate Bullfrog better than I can Mello. Because there's some people who have different pain tolerance than I do. Not more, not less, but different. And it's definitely clear that, Mello doesn't affect everyone else as much as he affects me, or in the way that he affects me. Because, again, I've seen shows with him in the past where he wasn't hamming it up for the camera. And it's just like, okay, he'll say a few things here and there. It won't be too... But it's not literally talking over Ken every time, repeat. Like, look, dude, have some original thoughts in your head. Don't repeat everything that fucking Skunt says. Or that fucking Ken says. Have some original thoughts. But the fact that he is so over the top when it comes to being fake... and the exerted effort, because that's the big thing. It's not something that just comes casually. He does it on purpose, Ken. The purposeful attempt to gain control of the conversation by speaking over you and literally just repeating what you just said and literally adding nothing. See, when I told you that he's fucking garbage, it's because he's garbage. He adds nothing. If he was saying something different, if he was maybe disagreeing, okay. But he literally is just a fucking parrot. He doesn't do anything but just repeat, and then it's the overreactions with the camera. But here's the thing. If you were to take away his webcam, what is he good for then? Just talking over you now. Like, literally break it down that way, Ken. Literally break it down. So if you take him off camera, say his camera just fucked up, stopped working, okay? So now he just has a little icon there, right? Yeah, he can look as stupid as he wants in the image. Doesn't matter. We're not going to be seeing him hamming it up for the fucking camera. Okay. So what does he have to add now? What has he been reduced to? Literally a parrot. That's all he's going to be doing. Walk it through, Ken. So now, video's removed. He can't, try to ham it up. One of his few skills. So now what? Just going to talk over Ken every time Ken talks. That's not adding to anything. It's taking away. It actually probably highlights more how self-centered he is and how much he wishes to be in the spotlight. So you got to break it down, Ken. You got to watch it logically and analyze it. You take away his ability to be on camera. He can't ham it up no more. That's one less thing that he's doing. But there was only two things he was doing in the first place. Hamming it up and talking over Ken. That's it. Like the fake watching of the fucking TV, like, oh no, and like, whoa, and like, oh my God, and this, and whoa, and here, I'm going to play some of those impressions here that were given to me, because they're fucking awesome, and I think you might get some of the references here, so here we go. If I can find them. There we go.
I'm not hiding anything.
I can't wait to show these videos. It's like, it looks identically to him. Like every fucking, he's going through like a list of fucking emojis on his face. And it's identical to him.
Look, everybody. Look what I'm gonna do.
That was a personal favorite of mine. Let's hear this one. Hold on. See if I can find it.
Let's do a social, everybody. Oh. Oh. What was that?
I can't wait to show you guys these. I might even make a separate fucking video to show them on my channel.
Ghostbusters, your sister's ass, 2020. Ghostbusters. Nobody wants to see the grandkids. Your sister's pandemic. It's like they run out of ideas.
That's right, Ken.
Your sister's pandemic.
Oh, your sister's ass.
Ghostbusters afterlife.
Ghostbusters.
Fucking genius, man. I cannot wait to show these.
You're right, Ken. Oh, yeah, I agree. Oh. What are you? Oh. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Yes. So fucking good. So fucking good. Oh, man. And, yeah. The truth shall be exposed. No matter how much people fucking try to dig their heels in to try to defend the indefensible, it will eventually get to the point like it did with Skunty, where everything that he's done on purpose gets exposed, and nobody can, even with a 1,000-foot pole, even touch the guy and say, I'm cool with the guy. They won't even be able to get that close to the guy without being questioned for what was clearly demonstrated undeniably. Ghost of Tommy's Barber says, I think what it all boils down to is Mello fits better in the chat or as the occasional caller, and over time he has pretty much become a co-host, and that's where the problems are coming from. Thank you, Ghost. Another good point, well articulated and honest. So clearly, it's time for Ken to go to church and perhaps go to little confessional and come clean with the father and admit that in fact he was not paying as much attention to his audience as he should have been, because it's clear that there are members of his audience that feel just as strongly about this situation as the emperor does. And as such, perhaps there's more knowledge and more wisdom in their stance than you might initially believe. But what Ghost of Tommy's Barber does point out quite well is that in short spurts, it seems to work. But, yep, we did see that clear transition from an occasional caller to someone who's a co-host, and that's where we started to see these problems come from. It wasn't that they always existed as they got exasperated by, I guess, him being in a position that he should never have been in as a co-host. But that's rectified if you train him. If you just train him, and again, well, okay, we're going to go with Ken's statement that he didn't know about this. Okay? I know that there are people who have told him in the past, but I guess he didn't realize how bad it was. So we're going to go with that. Okay, so I accept that. So now that that's accepted as the possibility, it opens the door for rectification. And that includes at least a little bit of self-reflection from Mello to look as to see, okay, well, how is it that there's so many different people that are saying the exact same thing? If he's true to himself, he'll say, I'm going to have to reel it in. I'm going to have to change things up because this is clearly something that is prevalent. Or he might just say, I'm totally aware of what I'm doing and I don't care because I'm doing it on purpose. So I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see what comes from that. Ken did say that he was going to let him know. Again, that's why I'm still a bit incredulous, people, because Mello knows exactly where I stand. He knows where I've stood for a long time. That's why he blocked me in the chat for the longest time. So with Detective Dave on the case, it's very easy to find a criminal when they're lying, just like I did the other day with Tony. So when it comes to this, Mello knows what he's doing, and he's actively lying about not knowing, playing the fool, and acting aloof. But he knows full well what he's doing, because he's doing it on purpose. And as such, if he's doing this on purpose, it's malicious, it's cognizant of the damage that he's doing, and as such, and you can't deny this, Ken, it is literally the greatest amount of disrespect that he could give you, because he knows it's wrong, and he does it anyways. Mrs. Foulmouth Ken said, what happened this week that this is a topic again? This seems repetitive to discuss again. We get it, DDR. You didn't like Mello. Well, because I have now claimed the crown of the drama emperor, and a few things need to be stated. And as such, as the emperor, I get to choose any crusade I wish. As long as Mello keeps up with his ways, I will continue to criticize him. And I will continue to expose him. And eventually, as I stated, everybody that tunes into Insomniac will be fully aware of this person and their blatantly willful actions. The insulting actions. All he has to do is stop being a piece of shit. That's all he has to do. I'm not the only one saying this, and as such, it shall be addressed. I don't understand why you, Mrs. Foulmouth, Ken, are trying to play defense for the indefensible. You know what I'm saying is correct. You all do. Ken knows. You know. Everybody knows. Yeah, some people might not be as bothered by it like I am, but I've displayed the actual audio evidence and video evidence that shows A, he's fake, B, he does it on purpose, C, he's constantly repeating what Ken says and talks over him. You can't deny that, okay? These are facts that are written in stone. Now, do we have an absolute moron who doesn't know what he's doing? Well, if we do, then he should be in a rubber room. Do we have someone who does know what they're doing and is doing it maliciously? Well, then he shouldn't be on the fucking show. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, there's no way to argue this out of this one, okay? My logic skills are fucking rock solid and firm. You cannot argue out of this. Eclipse X3 says Mello is the guy who would attempt to do a dangerous act on his webcam if he's ignored. Yep. I mean, you've seen it before, and he hams it up even worse than Tommy. Tommy will, like, grab the fake gun, and he'll, like, show his rings, and then, like, you know, fix his eyebrows and stuff. Mello goes way worse. Mello goes way worse. So, it's clear, very clear, that yet again, Dave Rose is correct. And there are more people that agree with me that most people are either willing to accept or admit. But I am your emperor now. I stand for you, the people. And my armies shall raise any lands that attempt to take away what I've given to the people. So, very simple action for Duke Ken of New Amsterdam. Train your Mello. Expose him to the reality and stop trying to ignore something that is clearly true. He talks over you. He repeats everything you say. And he hands it up for the camera. All of these things people have called out here alone today and shall continue to call out until we see a rectification of the actions. So I look forward to the next Insomniac to see if, in fact, this individual has laid down his shitty ways and has chosen to smarten up. Spartan King of Texas says, you can confess anything and the priest may act off, but he will forgive you no matter what. He'll say, repeat the Lord's Prayer a few times or whatever, and you'll be like, well, really? Okay, do it and you're good. Mrs. Falmouth Ken says, emperors are so over, only one left I know of, and they're just for show. Well, that's why I'm taking the crown and making empires great again. This is why we have the decadence in the West, is that we don't have an emperor leading. As such, I have now taken that role on for myself. I have usurped the crown, and just like Napoleon I, a direct ancestor of mine, I shall too conquer. Shid says, is there anything Mello can do to stop irritating you, or should just leave YouTube? Well, I've gone over that many times in this conversation, so I don't think I should need to repeat myself. Yes, but Ken, as we see capitalism crumble, we shall actually see the rise of the monarchy again. God bless Emperor Rose. Now let us welcome an individual who has supposedly left the community, but in fact has probably just left a very toxic area of the community. Let's welcome Keith Rebarber.
Hey Dave, what's up? Yo, I never minded.
Hold on. Stop yelling because it's coming out fuzzy. Take your time. It's all cool.
Oh, okay.
No rush.
I never minded Mello until I saw Drama Diner 20 2 days ago, and now I see that Mel is totally fake.
Well, I'm very much appreciating that you have the courage to come onto the call to let us know about that. I'm glad that my analysis of that was able to reveal it because he's been around for quite some time and he's been able to hide quite well his fakeness. But I'm very much glad that you have called onto the show to share your opinion. Many people have been wondering where you were, hoping that you would come back, and you know, hoping for the best for you. And plus,
Yeah,
this
I'm
is a
doing
massive exclusive right here. We got Keith returning to the community exclusively in the court of the drama emperor.
Yeah, I'm having tons of fun with the no restrictions in Florida.
Good stuff. You hitting
And
up those fucking amusement
yeah, I'll
parks
hit
and
up
shit?
one. Yeah, I went to Disney for 4 days, and I'm going to Cedar Point next summer. Or wait, no, yeah, next summer.
Cedar Point's in Ohio, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
Sandusky, Ohio.
Sandusky, Ohio. I heard it's actually quite good. I've never been
Yeah,
there.
it's the roller coaster capital of the world. There's
Seriously?
17 roller coasters. Yes.
Shit, maybe. Man, that makes. Oh, man, I'm a little regretful because I could have taken a trip there when I was 18 and didn't get my shit together, so I didn't go with my friends, and apparently they fucking had a rocking time. But was it roller coaster capital of the world? See, I like the coasters, so I'm gonna have to keep that in mind.
Definitely.
So you're hitting up all the amusement parks. You
Yeah,
went to
I'm
Disney.
going to extreme. Yeah, I'm going to Extreme Action Park tonight. They have a whole bunch of stuff there.
What is that?
It's like they have high speed go karts, luxury bowling, the greatest arcade in the world. They have an arena for concerts. They have roller skating. They have bazooka blast. They have a ropes course. They have laser tag. They have an antique car show.
I'll be honest, that does sound kind of sick.
Yep. They have a basketball gym, a gym to lift weights and stuff. Evolution escape rooms.
I find it quite comical that Mrs. Foulmouth Ken seems to think that that the empire is crumbling now with this guy on. You feign all this outrage, Miss Foulmouth Ken, for me criticizing, rightfully so, your husband and his choice of hosts. But not only am I a benevolent emperor, but I'm welcoming a person here, a messenger who is out there in the wilds to
That's
the
right.
show. And I know that there are people here who have, the 58 fake viewers that are here, that many of them were very curious about this individual and wanted to know. This is what I bring to my court, lady. I bring everything.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm not going back to YR. I don't miss YR. I blocked all his Skype accounts. And I only listen.
I was
Go
just going to
ahead.
say, you sent a message to me on Monday. Do you want to read that out to everyone?
I don't have it anymore. I deleted
Okay.
it.
Okay. Well, what you told me at 3:02 p.m. on Monday was not only is Joe Cronin P.T. Barnum, YR is also P.T. Barnum.
Yes, exactly.
You want to care to go a little more into detail on that for the audience?
Well, like I looked up 2 videos of P.T. Barnum, and he didn't really have a family, so he made his circus act freak show his family, and he treated him like family. And I saw that with YR doing that with me.
Yep, good
And
man. You did the research. You recognized the reference, and that's more to say than a lot of people that fucking listen to me. So good on you. But yeah,
Thank you.
recognized it and you acknowledged it. That's what he did.
Yep. Yeah.
And then
Okay.
yesterday you messaged me and you said #Mellow is fake. Then you said I only listened to you and Nikki Nines. I left the community, but I can't leave you and Nikki Nines. The two of you are so entertaining. Yeah, so appreciate that. And you know, two
You're welcome.
Canadian titans like myself and Nikki. I can't blame you for, you know, wanting more. This is another reason why I started the Drama Emperor series. Is that, you know, there were many people far and wide that were just craving it so badly. And there's always so much to dole out, and being benevolent and wise, the emperor I am, I thought, why not? Why not give more to the people?
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna go to the strip club tonight and get a
Are
magazine
they
from it.
finally open?
Yes. This one opens at 6 p.m.
All right,
Eastern.
well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
I would suggest being discreet in the sense
Okay.
that don't just go to the bar, order a beer, and yell, "I'm looking for a prostitute."
No, I'm
But
gonna call up an escort.
no, but I understand. But what I'm saying is that you might have some escorts that are working there at that place. You just don't want to advertise that you're looking for a prostitute, because if there's an undercover
Yeah.
there, I'm sure they'll fucking pick you up. But you might
Yeah,
have
I got it.
bartenders. The bartenders be like, "Oh, you look like maybe you're looking for something else tonight." You're like, "Maybe I am. Do you know of anything?" If you keep it fucking sort of ambiguous, be a Joe Cronin. Be ambiguous, and
All right.
that could they could give you some clues and stuff as to where you can search. Or there'll be girls that'll come up to you, be like, "What do you like? I'm getting off in 30 minutes. I got a hotel room nearby." You know?
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You never know.
Yep. All
Hold
right.
on. Mrs. Foulmouth
Well,
Ken says, Dave, just don't tell him do what you did in the gym. Come on. I don't get it.
oh no, that's over with. That's long gone.
What's in the gym?
Never mind.
Okay, I get, yeah. Uh, shouldn't you be
All
cooking
right.
for Ken?
Well,
All right, so
I don't know what else to say.
okay, well that's cool.
All right.
Do you
Um,
appreciate the exclusive here with your
you're
call,
welcome.
and
Yep.
you sharing your opinion that you also don't like Mello,
Exactly.
and yeah, I definitely appreciate you sharing your honesty with us today.
Okay. Later.
All right, have a good day. Enjoyed tonight's excursion. What about that? What an exclusive! I'm sure that fucking YR is ripping pissed, ain't ya, YR? You're ripping pissed. I know YR's listening. Ripping pissed. But that's just how it works. He likes Nicky Nines and he likes Dave Rose. So, on that note, we're going to wrap things down. I'm going to, or wind things down. But I'm going to stay with you for a few minutes longer, see if anyone has any of their comments that they'd want to make. Perhaps a call wants to come in. But yeah, I think this was a great coronation. And as I said, I look very much forward to what happens this Saturday night with Tony's expose of Dave Rose. Because he's going to humiliate me in front of people that watch Monetize This. And, I'm not going to be able to walk away from that one. I mean, it's not like it's happened 12 times before. Oh, wait, that's exactly the number of times I've sailed away. Okay, yeah, that works. Andiamo, signori. I am the first drama emperor of the community. Do you really think I'm not going to expose you, Tony boy? But tonight is Wednesday, and last I checked, so hopefully I'll be corrected because they're in the chat right now, there should be a Foulmouths Network live wire. And if so, you'll be able to enjoy Foulmouth Ken, possibly Shannon, Filthy Mouth Gamer maybe, Lucky Low, and many more on his show tonight, which usually is at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, Mrs. Falmouth, Ken, Tony has buried himself every single show. I mean, at this point, he's getting close to digging out from China, so he's almost through the entire planet. But we're gonna keep exposing him, and he's gonna keep burying himself over and over and over again. But I do very much look to that passive aggressive wannabe tough guy stoner Elvis karate bullshit that we're gonna see from fucking Tony on Saturday. Oh, Mrs. Falmouth Ken says special guest host Mellow Yellow. Well, if he's been briefed on his actions and he has decided to rectify his behavior, then I think all shall be good in the kingdom. But I mean, after today, Ken, it's undeniable, and this was just a precursor, really. This was, more like just the diplomat being sent to the castle, providing you with terms to a treaty. And I look forward to more and more people contacting you, Ken, to be honest, to tell you exactly what I've told you for the longest time. And then you'd be forced to agree publicly that regardless of loyalty, regardless of friendship, is that if you fuck around, you're going to find out. And you fuck things up, you got to unfuck them. So, Mellow, the days of Mellow, as he is right now, are truly done. Something will come of this, I assure you. And I just hope that it would be for the better. And yes, Rocca, I see you there in the chat. I'm not sure if I agree with F. Tony's corpse. But how about fuck Tony? How about just fuck Tony? Not in the way that he likes. I mean, like, figuratively, not literally. Yes, Rocca, some of you just are softies. And we need to stop that. We need to stop being soft. We need to be hard. We need to be true. And we need to be consistent. That's right. I'm looking forward to Friday, actually. There's a few new skits I might try to, or a few new things that I might try. My list of stuff keeps growing. You should have seen the stuff that I had prepped when Ken proposed the idea initially. I didn't go into this just like mellow, fucking thinking, oh, I'm just going to fake it. I was like, if we're going to do this, we're going to do this right. So, got some clips, skits, bits, all that sort of shit, coming together. We'll see. I don't like to just flood a show with all these different new things. I like to introduce new things, see how they fare. Last week we didn't do rapid fire, and I've got my I could do fucking an hour of that show because I've got so much that I've already collected. So, yeah, rapid fire will be ready to go Saturday night if that's what we choose to do, and a few other things in mind. But that truly is where people should be on a fucking Friday night. There doesn't seem to be right now anything better on a Friday night. In fact, we do it so good. To be quite honest, we do it so good that it doesn't matter if there is anything else on a Friday night, because the chemistry that we have, the bits that we do, the focus that we stay on, and you gotta be honest. Dave Rose was pulling old school fucking monetize this vibes. I was keeping things organized and fucking on track, I guess. Easing things in with articles and news stories and videos, and Yeah, I think Ken and I really did a good job, along with Mars, who unfortunately left early, and Nikki Nines, who was there for, I believe, most of the night. Back to the chat. Foulmouth Ken says, so let me get this right. Tony is going to go after Dave on Joe's show Saturday night. I wonder if he ran this past Joe. No pussies allowed, right? LOL. Um, you know what? I think I would have to say yes. I'd have to probably say yes, that he probably did run it by him, because didn't he run other things by Joe as well? When, like, Joe had him on recently, like, basically he got Joe's approval to discuss a topic. That must have been 2 weeks ago, because last week was the fucking freak out. Mrs. Foulmouth Ken says, Ken is always hard, just saying. Well, I'd say get a doctor to check it out, but, since you're a medical professional and you're letting them stay hard, I think that's for probably your own personal enjoyment. Raka says, I won rapid fire. Will it be a final with all the winners? I'm hoping so. It would be nice to have all the winners on at one show. And, we go through sort of rounds and sort of experience eliminations of those individuals. And, from there, basically come out with a final champion. Tribunal King says it's going to cost him a few sandwich bombs. Yep, $100. Jadis says, I don't think Tony ran it by him. You know what? Regardless if he did, I would still think that Joe will be cool with it, because any criticism of his criticizers would be accepted, but he would probably pull back and let other people talk so that he doesn't get incriminated. So I would think that he would at least allow it. Yeah, there's a lot of pay for opinion there on that show, but regardless, I think that it's time now for us to close down the court of the first drama emperor of the community. So I do appreciate all you who have come to my coronation. Long live the emperor, and I will see you in the future.